as far as Ohio, I feel like we always had a relationship. Like our relationship was more with the Ohio dudes than what it was with
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago and even Milwaukee and all them. So I say we influenced them on a lot of stuff, you know, and they help us get to where we at. Cause without Ohio, bro, we wouldn't have been able to catch no run. They embraced us. Like it wasn't no jealousy, it wasn't no hate.
Oh shit! What's up? It's your man Dawg Face Calderon, the most dangerous voice in Detroit. Y'all know what it is. I'm Hankin with Hankin TV. Y'all know what it is. Tap in, tune in. Go fuck with Hankin TV. Y'all know what? Stop playing with me, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Stop playing.
Ain't nothing more attractive than a bitch with some money. Bitch get some money.
My name is Dawg Face Calderon. I am the ever-present moderator of a panel of distinguished individuals, and as a collective, we are known as the YouTube Streets. How y'all doing?
We got the most dangerous voice in Detroit. We got my guy Dawg Face.
What's the word with you, brother? How you feel?
What's the word? You all right?
Oh, hell yeah, no doubt, man. First of all, I want to start by saying, send my apologies to your listening, all your viewers being late. You know how it be. You hear me?
That's cool. That's life, man. I had already gave him the rundown. So I already gave him the history. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Oh shit, bro. My name is Dawg Face Calderon, aka the most dangerous voice in Detroit, aka master of all things, aka you better not fuck with me, I'm gonna spank you. You hear me?
Better not mess with him, I'm gonna spank you. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right into it, man. I was telling them about the history of Dayton, Ohio, and Detroit. Dayton has always been known as Baby Detroit. We kind of connected at the hip with the music. I know you work with a lot of people in the industry down there, and you definitely on a plight to push Detroit artists the same way I am to push Dayton, Ohio artists. So tell us about some of the artists you work with and the things you do.
Well, so first of all, so I'm into all things music and now entertainment because I'm taking over the world of podcasts and YouTubing now. As it relates to music, I specialize in marketing, advertising, and promotion. I put together promotional campaigns for artists, not just from the city of Detroit, but from across the country. I opened up the relationship between Detroit's underground music scene, hip hop scene, and Memphis's underground music scene. I opened up the gateway or the doorway between Detroit's underground music scene and St. Louis's underground music scene. I opened up the gateway, the doorway between Detroit and Tampa Bay's underground music scene. I opened up the doorway between Detroit and Birmingham, Alabama, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama's hip hop music scene. So I work with artists all across the country, bro, not just Detroit. And I specialize in doing everything that it takes to take an artist from basic obscurity to everybody knowing their name. And just depending on the artist and depending on the resources I have to work with, those are some of the things that factor into how fast and how far I can take any particular artist. And that's just it, brother. I mean, all things. I work with some of the biggest producers across the country and in the city of Detroit. Everybody who you can think of, from Helliver, Ant Beats, you name it, from WizKid, City V to Michigan Meats to Jose to anybody you can think of who's a major music producer in the city of Detroit. I have an open door relationship with them. And I've been instrumental in helping to spread Detroit's real sound across the country because most people they have a misunderstanding about what Detroit is about because the first rapper, and this is no slight to the rappers who came out before, but most people who heard or who thought they were familiar with Detroit's music scene, they thought that Eminem and Big Sean and Dave's Loaf and D12 represented the actual sound. But that's not true. Detroit's genuine sound it's nothing like that you would hear from a Big Sean or Eminem. And that's not to say that those guys are not dope artists or even Days Low, because she's super dope. And Days is kind of like in between the Eminem, Big Sean's and the street shit, because where she from and her pedigree. But the real sound is what you're hearing and what you are experiencing now with the T Grizzlies, the Solid Babies, the Babyface Rays, the Peasies, the Ice Square Vezos, the Rich Taker D Boys, the Doughboys Cash Out Cats. That's the real sound of the city of Detroit. That really describes. They are really telling the story of the heartbeat of the city of Detroit, coming from the street perspective. So I want to take that back. I don't want to say that Eminem and Big Sean and Days Low don't represent the real sound, because it is the real sound, but it's not. It is not the majority of what you hear. If you from Dayton, Ohio, and and you've been to Detroit, or you even bumped into the Detroit cats in your own city, you know, ain't nobody from Detroit playing no motherfucking Eminem.
Right.
And he dope as a motherfucker, but that's not what the motherfuckers, that shit don't represent the street, and they don't represent the heartbeat of the city of Detroit. So that's just what that is.
Right. So by you pretty much being the glue and help bridge the gap with Detroit artists to the world, and working with so many different artists in so many different states, what are some of the things that you see that artists are missing to keep them from making over that hump, to breaking through?
Well, I didn't even think I didn't even think this was where this conversation was gonna go, but I'm glad it's going this way because I love talking about entertainment. Look at that, forgive me, I just left the gym. I was just ran a 4-on-4 basketball with my son. So I'm sweating like a motherfucker right now. I just got the shower, you hear me? So some of the things that artists miss, or ask the question again, brother. Ask that question one more time.
By you working with so many different artists in so many different states, bridging the gap to the Detroit sound, what are some of the things you see artists are missing to make it over that hump, to like breaking through to the industry?
What are artists missing in terms of the music making process, or in terms of kind of like getting themselves out there? That was the question,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay, so listen. Let's look at what the average artist knows. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so this is what the average rapper knows. I don't give a fuck how much money they get. I don't give a fuck how dangerous they are in the street. I don't give a fuck what gang. They can be a Crip, Blood, GD, Vice Lord, don't matter, right? This is what the average artist knows, right? And this is going to fall back on what I call the 90-10 rule in the music business. So the music business, it is 90% business, and it is 10% the music making process. So let's kind of like let's talk about both of those things for a second. So it's the 90-10 rule. So the 90% of the music business is the business of music, right? It has nothing to do with recording the song. It has nothing to
Right.
do with what the song sounds like, right? So it's the 90%, 10% rule. So let's talk about what the average artist knows. The average artist knows this across the board. I don't give a fuck where you're from. You can be from Dayton, Ohio, Detroit, or you can be from Seattle. This is what the average artist knows. The average artist knows, I want to be a rapper, right? The average artist also knows, well, most of the time when artists write songs, they start with the beat first.
Right.
Very rarely do you have a situation where an artist writes a song in his head and there's no beat whatsoever. So the average artist knows that I only start with the beat. So the average artist knows, hey, who makes beats? You got producers around the corner, down the street, or I can just simply go on YouTube and snatch a YouTube beat off of that motherfucker and use
Right.
it. Right? That's what the average artist knows they can do to find beats, right?
Right.
So the average artist knows, okay, so once I find a beat, I want to write a song to it. So they can T Grizzly and write a song with no hook, right? Or they can start off by writing a verse and then trying to find the hook off the verse, right? So what happens is the average artist knows that I want to be a rapper. In order for me to be a rapper, I need a beat. In order to find a beat, either from your man around the corner or from YouTube and just steal a beat off YouTube, right? Or you can go to beatstars.com and buy a beat, right? The average artist knows that. The average artist knows that, well, I can write a song, I can write a 12-bar verse, 16-bar verses, or I can just write straight through and just T Grizzly that joint without no hook whatsoever. You feel what I'm saying? The average artist knows that once you get done writing that song, I need a studio. So who has a studio? The average rapper knows where to find a studio at. They know who has a studio, whether it's a big studio that might cost you $1,000 an hour versus your man Lil Mark who at the studio around the corner, and he gonna charge you $20 an hour because he needs some money. You feel me?
Right.
And I'm not knocking that because some of the best songs I've ever heard were produced in somebody's basement, not in a big multi-million-dollar studio. So I ain't saying that. But the average rapper knows I need a studio. The average rapper also knows that when I go to the studio, I'm gonna lay my verse down, I'm gonna do my ins and outs, and I'm gonna do my ad libs if I need ad libs, right? The average rapper knows that. That's the recording process. And if they don't
Right.
know it, whoever the engineer is going to teach them that really, really fast. So you're not wasting the engineer's time, right? The average rapper also knows that even if even if the song is shaky, if you have a good engineer, I've seen engineers take songs that were trash and turn those songs into hit records because they know how they're properly situated and reorganize it and help guide the artist into making the best song possible, right? So
Right.
the average artist knows that you can go to $1 million studio and the engineer be trash. Or you can go to somebody's basement and in that basement, the guy in that basement is a really dope engineer and he gonna bang a hit out for you. The average rapper knows that when you're done recording your song, that song is not ready to be listened to by the general public. The average rapper also knows that before the song is ready to be listened to for real, you gotta get it mixed and or mastered. The average rapper knows this too. The average rapper knows that if I get a real good mix, I don't gotta pay the extra money to get it mastered,
Right.
right? So and then the average rapper knows that once the song has been mixed and or mastered, if mastered at all, the average rapper knows that, okay, well, I want to put this song out so my people can listen to it. Well, I need a cover first. The average rapper knows who to go get a graphic design artist to make a CD cover or a single cover for him. The average rapper knows that, right? The average rapper knows that, okay, now after I get this cover made, the song has been, I found the beat, I recorded it, I had it mixed and or mastered, I got the artwork done, and now I want to distribute the song. The average rapper knows that they can go through CD Baby, TuneCore, United Master, and the other DSPs to get your music distributed to Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music and Pandora and all the rest of that shit, right? The average rapper knows, well, now I need a visual. The average rapper knows how to go, who shoots videos in the hood. You got little Pookie Vision over here, and you got Death by Destruction Vision over there who can shoot a video for me, right? The
Right.
average rapper, and I'm making a point, the average rapper knows all that, right? So then the average rapper knows that, okay, well, I can take my video and I can upload it to YouTube for free. It don't cost nothing to upload a video to YouTube. Make a YouTube channel, or you can put the video on somebody else who already has motion with their channel so they can get, presumably get more traction because that person's YouTube channel's already been built. So these are all the things that the average rapper knows about the music business. That's the 10%. That ain't nothing but the 10%.
Right.
So
Right.
the whole music making process is just the 10%. Now I told you before, it's the 90%, 10% rule. That the 10% rule that's the music making process. That's what the average rapper knows. The average rapper don't know shit about the 90%. The 90% is marketing, advertising, and promotion. Because as an artist, Dayton, Ohio, it's a bunch of dope ass rappers down there, right?
Most definitely.
The rappers that y'all all know are probably most likely not the dopest rappers in the city. The rappers that everybody in Dayton knows, those are probably the rappers who have the money and the resources to put themselves out there and to keep themselves in your face. I guarantee you, it's a super dope ass rapper in Dayton who a motherfucker don't even know across town because they ain't got no motherfucking money to push and promote themselves and to keep themselves in your face, just like Detroit. Babyface Ray, Killer Baby, Solid Baby, Ice Rare Vezo, the Dope Boys, you name it, Big Sean, Eminem, Dage Low. Those are not the dopest rappers in the city of Detroit. Those are just the rappers who were able to put together a sustained marketing and advertising, and promotional campaign to keep themselves in your face. You don't believe me? Watch this. When you first heard Sexy Red, and she talking about eating, cum, and doing all other kind of stupid ass shit. Now we some hood niggas, right? But even when we heard that shit, we was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Oh no, right? Right? But it grew on it. Listen, the average sister, the average black woman, when she first heard Sexy Red, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? Hell no. We ain't finna listen to no shit like that. A year later, the whole world is listening to Sexy Red, Sukiana, blah, 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 blah. You know why? Because whoever was behind Sexy Red right? They made the right moves. They had enough money to put her in a position through advertising, marketing, and promotion to put her in everybody's face. And so, whereas it was at first nobody liked her, but when you force something on a motherfucker, even if you didn't like it at first, it starts to grow on you, and you try to find something good about it. Primarily because you hearing this shit on the radio, you watching the video on YouTube, you watching everybody talk about the shit, the club DJs playing and shit. So it built it was an avalanche, a snowball effect. What the average rapper is losing or doesn't have is the business end of the music business. The business end is what's gonna separate you from everybody else and put you on the pedestal. That's what the issue is.
Right. So do you think a lot of artists, when we talk about the marketing and money, putting yourself in the public space, you think a lot of artists trying to take the shortcut and you staying in social media, thinking that'll work?
You know that's what they do. I don't even know why you asking me that. You know that's what they doing. Motherfuckers think, hey, listen, bro, they think marketing is simply sharing your shit again and again and again. Keep on pushing the share button. That's not well, so it is marketing, but that's what you call the ABC 1, 2, 3 aspect of marketing,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's marketing, it's advertising, and it's promotion uh in the simplest form. But everybody's doing that. How do you separate yourself from the rank and file, from the average? How do you move yourself out of the pack? You have to do genuine advertising, genuine marketing, genuine promotion. And that comes from putting yourself with the right person. Now, that can become dicey because in every city, you have people who proclaim to be the marketing experts, the promotional experts. I'm plugged in with him. I'm plugged in with this. I'm plugged in with that. And a lot of times, the motherfuckers ain't really plugged in with shit. They just know more than the artist who really knows nothing about the business end of the music business. They know all about the music making process. The music making process and the music business, that ain't the same thing, right?
Right.
Right? We know it's not the same thing because, like I said before, how many dope artists y'all got down there who ain't on fire? It ain't because they ain't dope. It's because they lack all the other components to push themselves out there and to keep themselves in your face. So to answer your question directly about that, of course, like sharing your shit on YouTube, sharing it on Instagram, sharing it on Facebook and TikTok, trying to find a TikTok hit. That is the simplest form, the lowest form of promotion, right? So of course, motherfuckers think that that's the end all. They think they can just do that, and because they heard that somebody else did it. Well, I heard that he did it. Hey, listen, the person who you know who became famous or having one TikTok jingle, that's one out of 100,000 motherfuckers on this planet.
Right.
Don't forget, when you on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook and you competing with millions of people who want to do the same thing you do. And now you ain't just competing against other human beings, you're competing against AI.
Crazy.
You're competing against AI. So yes, of course that real our advertising, marketing, and promotion, it starts with uh I mean, I'm not knocking anybody because you got to do what you got to do. You never know how you're going to get on. You might be a motherfucker who can just upload your shit to social media and it catch fire in your hood. And then from your hood, the radio pick up on it. And then the local DJs pick up on it. And then the radio station picks up on it. Then you might become a citywide star or even a regional star. You know what I'm saying? Or you might catch the ear of somebody who really got some motion. But nowadays, in the landscape of the music business nowadays, that shit is becoming increasingly rare because unlike it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, record labels, record companies, they're not investing money into building artists. They're not A&R artists. They're not building our artists from the ground up. They're trying to tap into artists who are already established, who already have a following, who already have a fan base, and who already get motion. And all they want to do is dump a little money behind them and use their marketing, advertising, and promotional machine to help take that artist to the next level. That's all they really want to do.
Right. Earlier you said, I mean, before I told you I couldn't hear you, you said you didn't know this was the direction this conversation was gonna go.
No,
I ain't gonna hold you long. Don't worry. We definitely gonna get into some bullshit too, though.
Oh, no. Hey, listen, bro. It's 6:48. You got me as long as you need me. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, before
So,
you go, shout out to Dayton, Ohio. Shout out to Ohio, all my Ohio players to
Ohio
begin with.
players,
You know we fuck with y'all, man. You know what it is.
you already know. So, entertainment. You say Dawg Face is all things entertainment. You
Yes,
talk
sir.
about getting into the podcast, and I heard you did. I heard one of your past interviews. You say you've been doing. You started off podcast and you stopped. So, tell the people about your first channel you had in your mission on podcast.
Well, so I started podcasting. So when it comes to podcasting, as we now know it, I'm the first person in the city of Detroit to ever have a podcast. Period. In Detroit, when I started podcasting, there I didn't have a blueprint. There was nobody before me. You had internet radio stations who were broadcasting via the internet, and they were interviewing people and they were talking about whatever the current events is. You had that. But when it comes to what we now know as a podcast in a traditional sense, when you have a radio room style setting with a microphone with guests, maybe, and then talking about whatever the current events were in the world of politics, in the world of just the overall entertainment scene, that was me. I started that in 2011. The term podcast, it wasn't even a part of our vernacular in 2011. You
Right,
had
right,
you had never heard of the term podcast in 2011. My only examples of podcasting were Rush Limbaugh and the Howard Stern show. That was my only examples of what a podcast should look like. You feel what I'm saying? And so the reason why I say that I'm the absolute pioneer in the city of Detroit is because that's what it is. Because not only did I have a radio room style platform layout, and not only was I interviewing people, but I was also talking about whatever the current events were from not just Detroit, but from across the country. I filmed it. I filmed it, and I took those episodes and I upload those episodes to YouTube. How you doing? I upload those episodes to YouTube. My first podcast was called Unleashed. Right, I launched Unleashed in 2011. 2011, I launched Unleashed, and then I stopped podcasting. So I started taking artists across the country from Detroit. And I started a tour called the Mob Life Music Tour, where I would take artists from Detroit in the metropolitan Detroit area, and I would take them on tour down to Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Louis. So I stopped when I started my tour in 2012. And then because I didn't know that I could do both at the same time. I didn't think I would have the time to coordinate the tour and do the podcast as well.
right,
Well, come to find out, when I would come back from each city, I would have nothing to do outside of what I was doing with that, and that didn't take up the majority of my time, because that my whole tour was kind of like running itself. We already had the city set up. We already had the local promoters helping us find the locations, the venues, and then I became a DJ myself. So I didn't have to look for a DJ because I started DJing each leg of the tour. So what happened was I relaunched the show in 2012, the end of 2012, and I called that Unleashed Reloaded because I'm reloading this shit again, right? So
right.
from 2012, um, I was on a network called Worldwide Core Radio, and that's where I conducted my interviews, and that's where I filmed each episode that we then took and uploaded to YouTube. This is 2012. You don't know a motherfucker who had a podcast shit on YouTube in 2012, except the Howard Sterns and the Rush Limbaughs, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about Detroit. I'm talking about period. Niggas didn't know what the
Right.
fuck the podcast was in 2012. So I did that, and then uh, I was still involved with helping to spread Detroit's sound. And I say real sound, and I don't mean that the Days Loafs and the Big Seans and the Eminems in their own right were not. They're stars and they're super talented, but the Eminems of the world and the Big Seans of the world, that sound never represented Detroit, the heartbeat of Detroit.
Right.
Detroit is a blue collar, hardworking, street orientated, dope dealing, street killer, chop suey ass city. You feel what I'm saying? So I worked with and I dealt with, or I worked with in some capacity. Because I wouldn't, it's not just about me working with the artists, but a lot of the managers of the artists who are now super popular and known worldwide. A lot of those managers, they had been in my office, sitting down talking to me about some aspect of their artist career or some aspect of what they can do to become better as managers and as representatives of the artist. So, I've done a lot. I very rarely do I talk about everything that I do because I'm too busy trying to do the next best thing. I'm not really focused on trying to tell you I did this, I did that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to moving the needle and spread Detroit sound, the first time a Detroit artist outside of Eminem and Big Sean and maybe Dej Loaf, outside of those three people, the first time a Detroit artist music had ever been played on the terrestrial radio station, an iHeart radio station in the Central Florida area, is because I, myself, and producer, my partner, Helliver made this beat, baby, right? Me and Helliver went to Tampa Bay and we took all the dopest rappers that we knew from Detroit and we interviewed with DJ Shizzum for 95.7 The Beat, which was iHeartRadio at that point in time, right? We gave DJ Shizzum, uh, we gave him the music of everybody in Detroit who was hard. From the T Grizzlies to the Solid Babies to the Babyface Rays to the Peasies to the 4-2 Dub wasn't even a star then. But we had supplied them with all the music that was like running the streets of the city of Detroit. Me and Helliver did that. We're responsible. So you hear stories now where people say, well, people from Florida, specifically Central Florida, they sound like Detroit. They got the Detroit flow. They accuse Boss Man D-Lo of rapping over Detroit tempo beats and having the Detroit flow. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't accuse him of shit because when New York really had control of the music business, you heard motherfuckers in Texas rapping like they was from New York,
Right.
right? So if something's influential, I considered it a honor or compliment to have motherfuckers who were not from our region even with the Detroit flow. So the reason why you have rappers from from the Tampa Bays and the Orlandos and the St. Pete's, right? The reason why they have a Detroit, the reason why there's a coordination between the sound, I'll call it, is because me and Hellivan went down there uh, multiple times. To me, I can't even name how many times we went down to Tampa Bay, and we linked in with the local DJs. We linked in with the local artists. We did collaboration with the local artists, and we did a lot of shit to help kind of like spread Detroit's brand. Because Tampa Bay is just like Detroit. Before Detroit got on, right? Tampa Bay right now is a city full of some of the dopest rappers on this planet. Are in Tampa Bay, Florida, right motherfucker now. But Tampa Bay right now is like what Detroit was 6, 7, 8 years ago. They have some dope artists, like for example, Rod Wave ain't from Tampa, but he from right across the bridge in St. Pete. St. Pete is like sister cities with Tampa Bay. You got a bunch of dope motherfuckers down there, but they really ain't had they run at it yet, like a Atlanta or Houston or Memphis or St. Louis even, or even like in Detroit right now. But Tampa Bay got some of the dopest, hardest rappers on the planet right now, male and female. One of the dopest female rappers in the country, her name is Priceless Scott. Remember that motherfucker name. She a fire-breathing dragon.
Y'all heard it on Hankin TV first.
Yeah.
It's hard to ask this next question, taking the money out of it. Outside of the money, Detroit and Dayton, by both cities offering so much to the music, and why do you think our artists are overlooked so much?
I mean, Detroit artists or Dayton artists?
Both. Detroit with the Motown movement, Dayton, Ohio with the Ohio players in the funk movement.
Well,
both.
listen. Well, so listen, brother. It's a new day and age, bro. You can't. If you're trying to equate or trying to connect one era of music with this era of music, and if you're expecting to get the respect that you think you are due, because in 1960, in 1970, in 1982, it's 2025. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Motown. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Ohio player funk movement except me, you, and our grandmama and our Uncle Charlie and Uncle Rodney.
Right.
The music industry don't give a fuck about that, but this is the music business, bro. They don't give a fuck about what have you done for me lately. Detroit was behind. Detroit had all the talent in the world, and a lot of motherfuckers couldn't understand why it was taking so long for Detroit to get on. Well, a lot of artists in Detroit, so Detroit and Dayton are like brother cities, sister cities. Dayton is a blue collar city just like Detroit. Motherfuckers in Dayton is about getting that paper. They about getting that motherfucking money. That's the primary focus down there. So a lot of times when you from the street like that, a lot of times motherfuckers from the street and that street mentality, they don't even know how to deal with the people who really run the music business. Because like in Dayton, you got a motherfucker sitting on 2-3 million down there. He got Escalade, he got Benz, he got Harley with a big wheel. He like, I ain't finna sign no deal for no. I got $1 million. I got 500,000. I got right. So, but what it is you may have that money, but you don't have the machine. You don't have that connectivity. You don't have what it takes to take yourself from where you are now to the fucking world. So you don't have that connectivity. You don't have that experience. You don't have that knowledge. You don't have that motherfucking know-how. So a lot of times, what will hurt an artist is being arrogant and not understanding what you don't know. A lot of motherfuckers don't know that they don't know. They believe they motherfucking know some shit.
Right, right.
So what hurts us is, one, having the mentality that the Ohio player funk shit and the Detroit Motown shit. Bro, don't nobody give, the music executives don't give no fuck about that. Not one, they give zero fucks about our history. They're laser focused on how they can make money off your musical talent right now without having to even invest in you.
Right,
That's what they
right.
focused on. So if you sitting back waiting for a motherfucker, if you from Dayton, Ohio, and you sitting back waiting for a motherfucker from Sony or Quality Control or Four Pockets or Slaughter Gang or Epic, if you waiting for Alamo Records to come down there and say you niggas are gonna be dead down there. You're gonna die of old age and stupidity. What you gotta do is take your resources. And what I recommend to motherfuckers from Dayton, right? It's like, listen, you don't need to be signed to a major label in order to make it. All you gotta do is take a look at what's going on. Just be aware. You open your eyes and really become a student of the game. You don't have to have a deal in order to go crazy. Young Dolph wasn't signed to nobody. He had a distro deal with Empire, but he used his own resources to get the features that he needed, to get the production that he needed, and to build the connections between the radio stations and the local DJs and the DJs across the country. He took his own money and went on promo tours around the country, greasing palms, making the proper introductions, and rubbing elbows with motherfuckers who can really happen, who can really make it happen. Sit back. Hey, Dayton, Ohio. Hey, tell y'all a secret. Ain't nobody come and say y'all hip-hop community. Ain't nobody come and say y'all from a motherfucking thing. If you wait on a nigga to come say y'all, that's the same thing waiting on Jesus to come down here and clean this shit up that we see going on this planet. You gonna be a wait motherfucker. Because if Jesus didn't come down here when we was in slavery, that's when we was in our worst condition. If Jesus didn't come down here and save us, you think Jesus gonna come down here and save your rap career? No, nigga. If you're from Dayton, Ohio, or any other part of Ohio, you hear this now, you watching this now, or you see this in the future, get off your ass. Y'all come together. Y'all build together. Y'all can go further, faster if y'all build a solid unit. Like Atlanta, 20 years ago, it appeared that everybody in Atlanta fucked with each other. Everybody didn't like each other, but they understood that we can go further, faster if we all come together and bind together. And our natural enemy is niggas in New York, because New York didn't want to give control to nobody. New York never wanted to give control to LA. LA never wanted to give control to Houston. Houston didn't want to get control to Atlanta. And Atlanta didn't want to get control of nobody. They don't want to get control of Miami, nobody, St. Louis, none of that shit, right? You got to take your respect. So my recommendation, my suggestion to you, if you're an artist from Dayton or the surrounding area, Dayton, Lima, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, I don't give a fuck where you from, nigga, get together, make sure your game is tight. Find the people who are really in the entertainment business who know how to guide you, right? Who know how to help guide you. When you find the right person who has the connections and contacts and resources that you need, pay a motherfucker. Like you go to the mall and pay for them Gucci's and then Balenciagas and that Louis Vuitton shit. Listen, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself in the music business is not just about a rap video. It's not just about a song. It's not about your artwork or your none of that shit, bro. The investment in your career, because you're hoping it pays off. Imagine a motherfucker saying he want to go to the NBA, but he refused to go out there and practice.
Right.
He refused to invest his time, effort, and energy into his craft, into making himself better. Imagine that. Imagine that.
And
Allen Iverson said practice, practice. That's because he had already practiced before he got there. He had already practiced to the point where he was a superior athlete with a superior skill set prior to that happening. I'm ready.
Right.
Come on.
And see what happened is a person needs some answers to the question, and they had a person right there in front of them that can provide the answers. But instead of asking them the question, they come with the bullshit. And you definitely just sprinkle, not just Dayton, not just Detroit. You definitely just sprinkle all artists with some game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now let's get
Right.
into the most dangerous voice in Detroit. How did you coin or come up with the name? What made you give yourself the name the most dangerous voice in Detroit?
Because I'm saying shit that other motherfuckers who want to say. I'm saying this shit that other motherfuckers want to say, but they ain't gonna say because they scary bitch ass niggas. Next question. Next question.
Now let's get into the YouTube streets. So you said you started
Yeah.
off with the podcast. You didn't have a format because you was really the first person in Detroit to do it.
I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a blueprint to look from. I just knew what it should be like, what it should sound like, and what it should look like. I didn't have a blueprint. The format, I had the format of what I wanted to look like and sound like in my mind.
Blueprint,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you came back with the YouTube streets, what was your plight?
Man, listen. So the YouTube streets I started the YouTube streets last year in 2024. So what happened is that shout out to my man Big D from Mogul State of Mind.
Big D, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, that's my player part. Shout out to my man Big D from Mogul State of Mind. He interviewed me in 2023. He came to Detroit. Big D is from Detroit. He went to college and he went to NFL, and then he retired from the NFL and he settled in Dallas, Georgia. Big D was personal friends with Sean Cotton from Say Cheese. And prior to him passing away, Big D from Mogul State of Mind and Sean Cotton shared the same multimedia space out in Dallas, Texas. So if you don't know, Dallas, Texas is the hub. 75% of the major urban podcasts and interview platforms in this country are headquartered in Dallas, Texas. That's some game for you. The real life street stars, the Dallas Globals, all of that shit, the Say Cheeses, that's Dallas, Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's Dallas, Texas. Balls Talk, all that shit is Dallas. Some of the biggest blogs, some of the biggest podcasts and interview platforms in the country, Dallas. Dallas has a stronghold on podcasts with 100,000 subscribers and above. So what happened with the YouTube streets is because I've been doing podcasting for years. I've been interviewing people, right? So so what it was is in my travels, because I also have other businesses that had nothing to do with entertainment at all, right? So throughout the course of my journey, but I always had my hand in the entertainment game, right? So now we're in the concerts. Me and my man Helliver, the producer, we throw concerts now all across the country. So what happened was, well, Big D Mogul State of Mind, he came to Detroit and with the help of Sean Cotton, he was building his Mogul State of Mind platform. So he said, well, since he's from Detroit, he wanted to come because Detroit didn't really have no presence on YouTube. We weren't really getting interviewed. So we had our own local interview platforms, right? But on a major level, nobody with 100, 200,000 subscribers was coming to Detroit to interview nobody. We had never had a major media day in Detroit where you had some of the top blogs, the top interview platforms, and the top YouTubers ever descended upon the city of Detroit. That had never happened before. And that's what he was planning to make happen prior to him passing away. So Big D, he interviewed me. And when he interviewed me, he had no idea that I had been podcasting since 2000. And he interviewed me in 2023. He had no idea. He just knew the dog face, always talking shit, always getting into it with a motherfucker. That's all he knew. He didn't have a clue about the fact that I had been podcasting for a fucking over a decade at that point in time, right? So when he interviewed me, he went into the interview, fully expecting me to be a shit talking, blah, blah, blah. No, how motherfuckers be. They automatically assume because they see one part of me, that's all I am. When we got through with that first interview, the interview was like a 2-hour interview. I think about an hour and a half of it made it to the actual final stages, and then he uploaded to YouTube. But after that interview, he said, bro, I had no fucking idea that you knew all this shit and you had this much shit going, you had this much history. He's like, man, shit, I want to make you a reoccurring interviewee on my Mogul State of Mind podcast. I said, okay, bet, let's do it. Because in my mind, all I was gonna do is help spread my brand. You feel what I'm saying? I know that his partner was Sean Cotton to Say Cheese. That was his main man. So I said, all it's gonna do is just spread, it's gonna help spread the whole Dawg Face brand at that point in time. And then he came to me about a week later. He said, "Listen, man, I want to launch 3 YouTube podcasts, right? I have somebody who I know named Hellcat, the same Hellcat that's going crazy all across the world right now. My
Right.
twin, right? He say, I got Hellcat. At that point in time, Hellcat was just to become uh, a permanent fixture of No Jumper News show, right? So Hellcat was just going to go out to LA to become a part of No Jumper News. So he said, I got Hellcat and I have Summer Bunny. Summer Bunny is from, I don't know if she's from Dallas, but she was living in Dallas and she got a baby by an NBA player and a baby by an NFL player too. So she was gonna be like the Tasha K. Hellcat was gonna be like the most famous dyke in the world. I was gonna be like a DJ Academic style shit talking ass motherfucker. The Summer Bunny was gonna be like Tasha K. He said, I want to do 3 shows: Tasha K, Hellcat, and you. Are you with it? I said, yeah, I'm with it. Let's do it. This was in 2023, right? So what I'm doing now, it pales in comparison to what I was doing before I met Big D. Big D gave me the game of how to crack into the algorithm, right? And he said prior to him passing away, and this is why I always get kind of like teared up when I talk about him, because very rarely in the world of entertainment, I don't give a fuck what it is, do people give you game with no ulterior motive, game that you can make money off of and benefit from. Very
Right.
rarely do motherfuckers share that level of game with you without having some sneaky ulterior backdoor ass motive like a bitch nigga. But this motherfucker, bro, this brother, he said, bro, he said, listen, this is what we could do. I can executive produce your show. I can do it for you. Can be in Detroit, or you can be in Tampa, or you can be in um, Atlanta. I can send you a link like what you're doing right now, right? He said I can produce the show for you. You won't see me on the screen. All you'll see is yourself on the screen. I'll executive produce the show for you using StreamYard, and and or you can go buy the equipment yourself. When I come to Detroit next week, do my next round of interviews, uh, I can hook it up for you, show you how to do it. That way you can do your own show. And he said, because let's just say if I'm not here, let's just say if I die or something, you know what I'm saying? You'll still know how to keep your thing going. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm down with learning shit. So send me I'm always going to see if you can teach me how to do it. I'll pay you to teach me how to do some shit. That's the kind of motherfucker I am, right? Because if I know how to do it, I don't gotta pay nobody else to do it for me, right? So he gave me a list. The list was like $14,000 of equipment, the camera, right? The computer. You know what I'm saying? My MacBook was like 3,000. My camera, my lens, my camera itself was $2,000 for the fucking lens. That's just for
Right.
the lens. That wasn't
Yeah.
even the body of the bitch. I had a Sony, the Sony, the what the fuck is that bitch? I don't forget what the name of that bitch was, but the Sony is A73. That's what it was. Sony A73. So the body was like 1,500 and the lens was like $2,000 for the lens he wanted me to get, right? I had to buy the podcast mixer $1,000, the microphone with the cloud catcher in it, that was $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to get the lights and all that kind of shit, another $1,000. And then I had to get bro, I spent like about $14,000 in 2 days. Because we had the conversation on like a Wednesday. He came to Detroit on a Friday. When he got to Detroit, I had everything that he told me to get on that list. He came to my office, he set it up, and then he taught me how to use everything. So that was on a Sunday. We talked on a Wednesday. He gave me the list. He got there Friday. I had all the shit when he got there. We did another interview between me and him on Sunday. That next Wednesday, we did our first show. My first show where I interviewed Maurice Claret of the Ohio State University. Maurice Claret had seen my interview with Peasy that had nothing to do with the shit I was doing with Big D. And he started following me on YouTube. And I wasn't even working my YouTube. I just dropped my interviews on YouTube. He didn't even know
Right.
what my social media was. So Maurice Claret, he contacted me on Instagram. Like, bro, I fuck with you. You raw. But I couldn't even believe it, bro, because I grew up, bro, I went to prison. Maurice Claret was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So my first interview, my first show, it was structured, right? My first interview was with Maurice Claret, bro. And me and Mo, even before he became a producer behind the scenes on the Mason Cam, it is for the show.
Right,
Me
right.
and Mo been like this, right? I've interviewed him several times since then, right? So we did one show that following Wednesday. That Saturday morning, Big D passed away, moving his mom into her new house in Dallas.
Hmm.
So it was like prophetic because he had told me a week before that, bro, I can do everything for you. Or if you, I don't, I ain't counting your pockets, nothing, but if you can afford to buy all the equipment, you buy it and I'll come set it up. We did one show and he passed away, bro. And if the game that he left me in terms of how to bully my way on this shit and listen, my YouTube channel, I started off with, when I started off with 705 subscribers. In 6 months, I had 50,000 subscribers, bro. Right now, I would
Man,
be at I would be 200,000 subs right now, making $10,000, $15,000 a month on YouTube right now. If the bitch ass niggas from Detroit hadn't reported my channel and said I was cyberbully, harassing, and threatening them using my YouTube channel, and them bitch ass, hoe ass niggas reported my motherfucking YouTube channel and got my YouTube channel took down, I had never even had to strike.
what?
Al Nuke, Zaytoven's manager, was led the charge of getting my YouTube channel and my social media took down. And my Instagram, I was like 50, 60,000 people on Instagram, right? So the Instagram page I got right now, I was
Right,
like
right, right.
50,000. This time last year, I had 50,000 YouTube, Instagram followers. And I was on my way to having 100,000. I was on my way. YouTube had sent me a notice because they thought that I was buying subscribers, bro, because my subscribership was growing so fast. But I learned how to increase my subscribership from Sean Cotton and from Big D. All the things, all the little secrets that will grow your subscribership naturally and organically, Sean Cotton told me how to do it. Big D told me, here go the secret. And so it took my YouTube channel in January of this year. I didn't even go back on YouTube to March because I was so mad and frustrated. I went to Patreon. I said, fuck
Right, right,
YouTube.
right.
No, I'm with the Patreon. I jumped back on YouTube in March of this year. In this, what is this now? September? I'm
September,
at
yeah.
30,000. I'm at 30,000 subs right now, and I haven't even been pushing my YouTube channel. So to answer your question, the YouTube streets is I was growing at such a fast pace last year. I said to myself, this ain't just about me. So I started reaching out to other podcasters from Detroit and said, hey, listen, man, because Whack 100 had introduced the idea where it was supposed to be him, Hassan Campbell, uh, and a couple of more motherfuckers putting together before he did his exposure thing, right?
Right,
He
right.
had the idea to bring together podcasters from across the country and then sell it to the Dash Network and shit like that, right? So I said, do the same thing. So I'm gonna get a collective of podcasters from Detroit. It ain't have to just be Detroit, right? I said I'm gonna get a collective of podcasters. We're gonna come together, right? And so like you from Dayton,
Right,
right?
right.
I got my man from New York or New Jersey. Other motherfucker might be from LA. Other motherfucker might be from Atlanta. We all come together, talked about the Young Thug and his recordings, his audio leak. We from different markets, different regions. We had different perspectives, or we might have the same perspective. But I think the show would be more powerful and it would grow faster because you have people, we all moving on our own. If we all come together, we from all from different places, right? That was the original goal, right? We all from different places, we all come together, we all buttress and support each other. There is no competition on YouTube, bro. There is
Right,
no
right.
if I'm hot on YouTube, you can't be hot because I'm hot. No, YouTube is a black hole. It's endless possibilities. Your success don't hurt me on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So I was the hottest motherfucker in Detroit, period. Simple as that. So I said, I'm gonna use whatever kind of influence. And don't forget, I already got the music experience too. I already traveled around the country doing the music shit and doing everything else that I do as well. So I said that whatever access I get to a star or a story or whatever, I'm gonna share that with everybody, help everybody grow their brand. That is the birth of the YouTube streets last year. That was just last year that I put that together. And now, right, we have the permanent YouTube streets now. Some niggas came. We had to get rid of some of them bitch ass niggas because they went down with the overall program. So we had to reconfigure and get rid of them fuck ass niggas. And now it is Public Figure Boogie TV. My man Uncle Juice, aka Beat Factory 313, is Baby Doll So Raw. My Detroit Gossip, and then we collaborate with Henny Say Reviews. She's from the Yonkers, but she lives in Florida now. And then we also collaborate with the Meet the Shoe podcast out of Minnesota. And then we got our player partners. I fuck with everybody from Gully TV to DC Blacks. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with motherfuckers who don't even fuck with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, that shit is what it is, bro. So the whole nature of the podcast game is, listen, like minds can come together, and like what you're doing right now with Hankin TV. Shout out shout out all the Hank dogs in the motherfucking comments. So I can't see y'all, but shout y'all out. I fuck with Dayton. It is what it is. So if you were to come in and chime in, and we do everything, we interview people, and we also discuss whatever the hot button topics is. But it's like right now, Charlie Kirk, we heavy on Charlie Kirk. I don't want to. I don't know what I don't want to offend your motherfucking viewers, but I got to fuck Charlie Kirk. That ain't no black problem. We don't give a fuck. We ain't do it, and then our business. I'm gonna say that. You hear me?
Right.
And fuck Anton Daniels too, Detroit's #1 house nigga, Charlie Kirk supporting ass, Trump bootlicking ass nigga. Fuck him too.
I was gonna ask you about that. So the other night, I was in and out because I was at work. I seen he came to the platform, and then what happened? It's like shit just went south. Well, what was
No. What happened was that we had came down on him for how he was responding to the Charlie Kirk situation, his death, right?
Okay.
And so what it looked like, no, what it was is that he's a staunch conservative. He's a Trump, he's a flag waving MAGA supporter ass motherfucker. And ain't nothing wrong with that. And real Spears, my man right there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with him being, listen, first of all, brother, I'm a classically trained, I'm a student of history, politics, and religion.
Right.
I'm of the opinion that the Democratic or Republican Party, whether you're a liberal or conservative, neither one of them are good for black people when it comes. Black people shouldn't be married psychologically to either party. The worst mistake that anybody can make, whether you're black, white, green, or blue, is falling in love and having blind allegiance to any one political party. Because once they know they got you, they don't got to do shit to keep you.
Right.
So I was taught and I was trained and conditioned to understand is you vote for whoever it is that's going to champion what your cause and what your concerns are.
Right.
You don't fall in love with a motherfucker and just vote Democrat just because your mama was vote for Democrat. Man, fuck that. I'm voting for whoever I think is going to have my best interests at heart, whether it's a Republican, a Democrat, or independent. That's how I was trained. That's how I was schooled to how to deal with politics. So this motherfucker, Anton Daniels, we did an episode where we did a review of what he said about Amanda Seales, the comedian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he really kind of like cut into that sister real hard, right? Over the whole Charlie Kirk thing, he really cut into it real hard. So we did a review of the content, and in the review of the content, we came down his ass like a ton of bricks, like Thor, like a mythological Thor with a hammer on his ass. Oh, that motherfucking head, bang, bang, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So listen. Once we did that, bro, somehow, some way, he seen it. So we were doing our show, and with the topic of the show was about Lil Meech's stupid ass. Lil Meech, once again, being a stupid ass nigga. Once again, that was the topic of the show, right? So then we saw in the chat, we call our chat Dog Pound. We saw in the chat that he say drop the link so I can join. We look and say Anton Daniels. I thought it was a fake page or something, right? I dropped because we ain't ducking no record in YouTube streets. I dropped the motherfucking link. He popped up. Like, oh shit! Because in Detroit, Anton Daniels is the biggest YouTuber podcaster in Detroit. He got like 4 or 5 pages, and when we add all the subscribers together, he probably about 2-3 million subscribers when you add them all together. You feel what I'm saying? So he joined, and the subject of the conversation was what we said and his stance on the whole Charlie Kirk situation. We didn't agree with it. He saw the whole, as you saw the thing, he said he saw it. You know what I'm saying? He said he was a fan of the YouTube streets. He followed me. He knew I was what he says. I believe that he just really became aware of me when somebody pointed out that I had criticized him. Some bitch ass nigga sent him our video. And I think that he joined with the express purpose of trying to check us.
I'll
you know what I'm saying?
Say that too.
You know what it is, bro. He came on there thinking that he's finna check us. Bitch, you can't check us. Because listen, all he saw me doing was talking shit. Now, he had studied me enough to know, okay, this ain't just no ignorant ass shit talking nigga. This nigga got a little bit of moxie and intellect to him. So he came on the show, in my opinion, if I'm being absolutely honest, to try to get sound bites off of us. He thought that we were gonna start cussing and fussing and doing dumb shit and talking dumb shit so that he can then take our content and review it and say, look at these ignorant niggas.
Right.
They're espousing liberal talking points. They don't even have no knowledge and information. They just cussing and fussing and blah, blah, blah. I think, listen, when I was talking to him, it became clear to me. Oh, nigga, you trying to get some talking points off us. You finna try to hoe us. You think we finna come in here and be hollering and hooping, not letting you get your point across, and all the rest of that goofy shit. But listen, you don't know that you're dealing with people who are from a variety, different walks of life, but we are all astute. We all sharp. You hear me?
Right.
And I'm trained in this shit because I've been doing this shit since 2011. I know what your motive and intention was. Because why would you come over here? Why would you come over here? What do you give a fuck about what we saying? He likes to use people's missteps on social media or on YouTube and then talk about them and then point out how attached to the liberal machine we are. I knew what was going on with that nigga. A good try, nigga. We are bang, 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 your motherfucking head, nigga. Yes, so that's what happened. And we finna get his ass again tonight. Because some motherfucking MAGA supporters went to Tennessee State, right? And it's personal too, because now it ain't just me attacking this nigga again and again and again. My brother and my sister went to Tennessee State University. So when he said what he said about how the Tennessee State students responded to the MAGA supporters coming to that college campus and then setting up a little table and shit, first of all, y'all didn't have permission to do that. Y'all didn't have permission from nobody on that campus to do that. Why would you come to a HBCU with that MAGA shit when you already know what the climate is in this country about Charlie Kirk and the rest of this shit? You came there to do just what you did to get some attention and to make it seem like the black people were violent or aggressive and unwilling to listen to different shit. It's all a big setup by these motherfuckers, and they need niggas like him to help push their program. That's it. It's the next question.
With this podcasting, content creating. Man, I've seen this shit, man, probably about 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago when it first started happening. People bringing up the snitching shit. People who ain't even been in those situations to even snitch on a motherfucker chiming in on the snitching shit, man.
Right.
We kind of had like a bringing together with Khalifa Bush, who had talked about the third party cooperation.
Yes, we did. We ain't had no bringing together. I would have never had the opportunity to know who she was if it wasn't for you. Ain't no coming and bringing together. You the one put me hip to Khalifa Bush. You the one put me in contact with her. You're the one who helped me open that up. While I brought Sean G and I brought DC Blacks into the whole equation to open that whole thing up. And you the one did that, not me. You did it.
I see. I was on the topic what was going over there, and I had already interviewed her. So I'm like, damn, this shit go right in good with this. But podcasting, entertainment, snitch. What's your take on platforms that interview a snitch?
I don't have a take on it at all, bro. Hey, listen, this is a content game. I would, if Adolf Hitler was alive, I would interview Adolf Hitler. This is a content game. So if the person is interesting, if the person will drive traffic, if the subject is worthy, I'll interview a motherfucker. I'm not selling dope with that nigga. I ain't going to drill no nigga with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker do. You hear me? If it's some interesting, like if I could interview 6ix9ine, I would interview 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine told the motherfucker. So did the nigga who lived around the corner for you right motherfucking now. Fuck are you talking about, nigga? So did the nigga who lived down the street. So did the nigga who's riding around that big ass Benz or riding around in that motherfucking Chevy on 28s, nigga. He told too. And you bitch ass niggas ain't got nothing to say about that. You know why? Because that nigga in your hood and he'll spank your ass and you know he a rat. And he getting money and you still fucking with him and you still gonna protect him. Shut the fuck up with that dumb ass shit.
Exactly, man. And I'm the type of person, I don't give a fuck what a person say. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. But I had caught some flack, man, because I had interviewed a guy that had told on somebody. So I'm trying to explain my like, man, this content, this whole different game. You know, I ain't even going to hit you with the civilian shit now. But what the fuck?
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I don't even know what's wrong with people. And then be the motherfuckers who ain't even ever did shit, man.
Well, listen, bro. So it's cool and it's sexy to say he's a snitch or she's a snitch or they snitched, right? All you gotta do is take a look at what's happening in Atlanta. Post the YSL trial. All the motherfuckers they say snitch, guess where they at? On the motherfucking street right now.
On
All
all
of
the
them.
podcasts too.
On all the podcasts, being interviewed, going to all the clubs, hanging out, fucking all the hoes, back in the street, getting some paper. What are you talking about, nigga? All the niggas who Young Thug called snitches, all the niggas who told on them niggas. Lil Woody don't seem to be worried, do he?
Living his best life.
Yeah, and the worst thing happened to him is he got hit on the motorcycle.
Right.
Nigga,
Oh,
what are you talking about? Listen. You're going to be hard pressed to explain to a motherfucker what you're doing. You know why? Because in Dayton, Ohio, and I don't know, but there are not many of you in Dayton, Ohio. So motherfuckers don't understand the content creating game. They think that you supposed to be, nigga. We ain't selling dope, nigga.
right.
We pushing views, nigga. That's what we pushing, right?
Pushing
And
views.
and we're trying to take this platform. We're trying to take Hankin TV to the stratosphere. But motherfuckers gonna try to hold you back with that dumb ass shit. Hey, listen, you niggas talking about I interviewed a nigga rat. The nigga around the corner from y'all ratting on a nigga. His bitch still with him because he's still getting money. The niggas know he ratted. I guarantee you it's some niggas in Dayton who told on some niggas. Dayton is a dope man city, just like Detroit, nigga. I guarantee you it's some niggas in Dayton then gave a nigga up and everybody knew that nigga a rat or they suspect him being a rat, but they ain't said shit to him. And ain't shit gonna happen to him because he still got some money. You ain't got to explain. Listen, how dare you explain yourself to niggas who don't got no vision? What the fuck is you doing trying to explain yourself to some niggas who lack vision, who lack
No,
perspective?
I didn't explain myself. I said fuck them.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to show them. The reason I asked you that because I'm trying to show them, nigga, this is content, man. We pushing views and counting blues, man.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to explain that to somebody because you're in the entertainment. You're in the podcast game, the YouTube game. You're in the entertainment business, so you're going to be hard pressed. You're going to be hard pressed to be able to explain to somebody what your vision is and how this thing goes. They're not going to understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even try to. If somebody asks me, "Well, why you interview someone so they're a rat?" But shut those stupid bitch ass up, nigga. Don't,
Hey,
nigga. Go ask little Mitch over there around the corner about who told on some shit. Go talk to him.
right. Well, you said the other night, before Anton Daniels popped up, y'all was talking about the little meat situation.
Yes, sir.
What you feel about how he messed with this Selena bar? Not about feeling about he messed with him, but
Yeah.
giving the legacy of Black Eye, basically.
Uh-huh. Well, no, what you say?
He giving his dad
No,
legacy of Black Eye.
nigga, fuck BMF. Fuck Big Meech. Fuck all rest of them niggas. A legacy of what? Selling dope? Destroying the black community? Fuck you talking about legacy? What legacy is that? Well, if they had their way, your mama would be on crack. Your kid would be
Right.
on crack if they had their way. What the fuck is you talking about? Let's be real. Let's understand who Big Meech was. Big Meech wasn't no motherfucking Martin Luther King. He wasn't no Mega Evers. He wasn't no Joanne Chesimard. He wasn't no Finney Shakur. He wasn't no H. Rap Brown. He wasn't no Huey P. Newton. He ain't no Farrakhan. He ain't no Carter G. Woodson. He ain't no motherfucking Sheikh Anti-Diop. What the fuck? He ain't no James Baldwin. You're talking about legacy. Listen, fuck BMF. They can eat a dick, all of them, every last one of them. And I already said it once. I'm gonna say it again. Fuck them niggas. Big Meech a whole ass nigga. Big Meech need to go get with 50 Cent and with that whole ass Tammy Conway. That's what the fuck need to happen. You know what I'm saying? Fuck BMF. How you gonna give a black eye to some niggas who already got a black eye? They ain't got no motherfucking
Right.
motion. What are you talking
Right.
about? Big Meech sold his life rights and gave a power of attorney over his whole physical existence while he's locked up to Tammy Conway. If Big Meech would have died in prison, Tammy Conway would have had to decide what was going to happen with his body because she had power of attorney and he had signed his life rights over to her to sell. Right now, Tammy Conway is somewhere sitting on the beach and sipping a margarita, while Big Meech living in Floyd Mayweather house down there broke as a motherfucker.
Mm.
Tammy Conway, don't forget Tammy Conway was handling all his business. Tammy Conway got all that bread, all the bread from the BMF series. She got that bread. Why you think they making so many desperate ass moves? And as far as Selena, man, Lil Meech, them celebrities only fucking with him because of the aura attached to the name Meech and the BMF thing. Them hoes, they quickly finding out from Summer Walker, all the way down. They are quickly finding out this nigga's a bitch ass nigga. This nigga's a bitch ass little hoe nigga. Little Meats ain't never sold. Little Meats ain't sold a glass of lemonade. He ain't no street nigga, and he ain't from
Right.
Detroit. So we don't got no nigga eat a dick. He's a hoe. You just hanging. You just watch this nigga sit in the back of a police car in Atlanta. The police come to the car. This nigga back in the back of the police car like this.
Oh,
And
he
said, "Well, we got
did. He did tell the nigga with the gun.
yeah, no." He said, "We got the gun. The gun ain't illegal. We got the gun. Guns ain't illegal. All right. But wait, no, not the gun. The other shit. What you mean, nigga?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
said
yeah, yeah.
the other shit." Then he at the airport. He at the airport. That ain't my gun. That's his gun. What, nigga? What is you talking about? Nigga, what, nigga? If it was my gun, I'm security, I'm legal. I would have checked that bitch and zip tied that bitch and flew with it on the plane. What is you doing, nigga? Then you talk, then he's even, then listen, he even bigger bitch because when his daddy was feuding with 50 Cent, talk about a nigga who doesn't have the insight or the intellectual power to read the room. Once 50 Cent get in your ass, nigga, ain't no making up with that nigga's own.
Right.
Nigga, once Big Meech showed up in public with Rick Ross, you knew he was home. You
Right.
knew it. Jesus knew it. Jesus knew it was gonna be a miss under motherfucking standing from that point forward. Now, 50 Cent, was he wrong? 50 Cent been knew all this shit, but he was collecting information to use it if he had to. That's how the world works when it comes to shit like that, bro. Know what I'm saying? Was he wrong? Yeah, he wrong. He fucked with QCP. QCP a rat. So how you gonna fuck with a rat and then call another nigga a rat who a rat for real, for real? It ain't even, you don't need no, the evidence is right there on Google. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas picking and choosing with this
Picking
who they
and
want to be a rat
choosing.
shit. They don't pay that shit no attention, bro. You be all day trying to convince these goofy ass niggas something. Fuck them.
That's
Fuck
why
them.
I always say fuck them. But the picking and choosing shit is just crazy, man.
No, it's always been going on. Niggas ain't just not start telling last year. Niggas ain't just not, BMF getting indicted, what, in 2012, 7, 12, 12, I think it was.
They got
No,
indicted
no,
like
no, yeah, died in
04,
2005.
04, 05.
5, 2000, back, yeah. So telling ain't just not started. The telling been going on. Niggas been telling since the white man been over here. Niggas been telling on slave plantation. Ain't that new? If you think it is new, you crazy as motherfucker. If you think telling is a part of the game, bro.
It is.
The game ain't just selling dope and buying a watch and buying a chain and buying a car and fucking a bitch with a big. No, nigga. Telling come along with this shit. Cause some niggas ain't built for this shit. And most of the time, like Young Thug did an interview with Bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that should have stood out to everybody was when he said, Gunna been on some rat shit for years. I've been knew about him doing the Crab Stopper interview. I've been knowing about him doing some, and he had just did some other shit not too long before this shit happened. I should have been cut him off. You knew this nigga was a hoe.
It was
You
still
still
fucking with
fuck
him.
with him. Still fuck with him. So it's your fault, nigga. It's your fault. Yeah, we no, ask him would you swap Lil Blade for Meech. Me? Ask me that? Hell yeah. Lil Blade ain't trying to be no gangster. He ain't trying to live up to his daddy's image and pedigree. Lil Blade is a smooth young motherfucker. So yeah, well, we ain't gotta take Lil Meech nowhere. Lil Meech ain't from Detroit. So we ain't gotta even swap that out. No deal, nigga. He Meech's son, but he ain't from Detroit. That's a no deal, nigga. No deal.
We ain't even got to protect him.
Man, we ain't protecting no bitch ass nigga. He's a bitch. How you gonna protect a bitch? Oh, that's Big Meech son. You better not say that. Nigga, suck a fat baby cock, nigga. He bold, nigga, because you can bet your ass if it was you. They'd be tearing your ass up.
Right.
You can bet your ass if it was you, they'd be gutting your ass out. You hear me?
What y'all got coming up? What's coming up next for the YouTube streets?
Oh, we finna go on air when I get done with you. We finna get Lil Meech ass. We finna get Anton Daniels ass again. You know what I'm saying? We finna get his ass again for the 55th time in the last 36 seconds. It's only popping, man. And then we finna go do that, and I'm finna go jet skiing tomorrow, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going jet ski tomorrow and go do what I do. It is what it is, bro. So the YouTube streets, we just had to deal with the Shock Network. The Shock Network is a network that is organized by Dennis Reed. So you know Detroit is the home of Tubi. some of the biggest Tubi filmmakers in the country came out of Detroit. And one of the first
Right.
persons to ever get a Tubi deal, as far as a distro deal, was Diz Reed. So he formed a content creator network called the Shock Network. It's the SHX Shock Network. Where in which it's just like Charlamagne the God's Black Effect, where he's looking for content creators. They're looking for podcasts to air on their network. So we just signed a deal. We're the first signees of the Shock Network. We're going to be producing exclusive content that's going to be distributed and shown on the Shock Network's YouTube channel, and we start that next week. And then on the YouTube street, take your shit on the road, bro. We're finna go. We taking this shit on the road. We building. We stacking. We're trying to increase our overall footprint in the YouTube streets. No pun intended, right?
Congratulations, man. That's a big move. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
What can the people do to support? Basically, just tune in, right?
Man, listen, what you can do to support me and the squad, bro. Because it ain't just me, it's about the whole squad. What you can do, what you can do is go to YouTube right now, type in Dawg Face TV Podcast. It's Dawg Face TV Podcast too. Subscribe to my shit. Hit the notification bell so when we drop new content, y'all be seeing it. Just support me by going to my YouTube channel, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're watching this now, if you see this in the future, follow me on Instagram. All you gotta do is say, because my Instagram is private, because the whole ass nigga trying to get my Instagram shut down. So what you gotta do, if you follow me, jump in my DM and say, man, Hank, I seen your interview on Hankin TV. And I'll let that motherfucker on. Because I don't just let anybody on, because when your page is open, whole ass niggas who try to take my page, them niggas be, when it's open, YouTube is more, Instagram is more apt to kind of like, they just hit strike. They just complain about some shit I ain't even talking about them. So follow me on YouTube, Dawg Face TV Podcast, so support the YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? Support the whole brand, man. And we take it over the world. And I want to invite you to come on and do some episodes with us on the YouTube streets, bro, because we need Ohio voice on that thing.
Okay, I'm coming. I got the link. I got the link to your channel in the description of this video. So all y'all gotta do is go to the description, hit the link to the YouTube and the IG is in the description of this video. So I'm definitely down to come on. Just let me know when you want me, and I'll be there.
All right, bro. It's only popping, man. I appreciate you, bro. Salute.
You already know. Thanks, man.
Yeah, salute. Yeah.
All right. And y'all make sure y'all slide through there, man, and check out the YouTube streets. I know this one started off kind of rocky. Audio, then we was a little bit behind, but you got to get the jewels. You got to get in there and get the jewels. I'm always told y'all I'm always gonna bring y'all some game, man. Sometimes you got to mix the medicine in with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He gave some game to the artists, podcasters, and we even got into a little bit of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for the people out there that know, y'all know the flat I caught, man, for a couple of the interviews I did. I don't give a fuck. This is my platform. I can do what I want to do, but man, this is content, man. We counting views, we pushing views and counting blues, man. So that's all that matters, man. So all the niggas can do is sit out there and keep on hating, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas worry about the fuck I'm over here doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, who did he say? 6ix9ine. He said he'd get an interview with 6ix9ine. He'd interview him. Shit, you think I wouldn't? And these motherfuckers sitting up, they just be mad they can't do what the fuck you doing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitch niggas. But that was an interview with Dawg Face, man. Make sure y'all slide through there and check out the support the YouTube streets. Like I said, the link is in the description of this video of the YouTube and the Instagram, man. Mr. Says something said jewels have been dropped. They definitely was dropped, man. But you see how the devil worked, though? That's how the devil worked. All my other interviews, no problems. But as soon as a person come through to give up some game, we run into all type of shit, man. But I always tell you, man, you only gonna get out what you put in. So you got to go find it sometimes. So you might have to slide and skip through there. But it's definitely some game in there, man. He definitely gave some game. Told y'all about the deal they just got. They giving out podcast deals, man. I've been told y'all, man, they paying money for this shit, man. You know, if people worried about your views and your followers and all that. That ain't what count, man. Heard that what count is, can you get on this motherfucking rock this motherfucker by yourself or rock it with one or two other people? You know what I'm saying? That's what counts. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know I only do give y'all about an hour. I give y'all about an hour. Real Spill say your collaboration with him is like me collaborating with him. Fact. Y'all know I only give y'all about an hour, probably about an hour 20 at the most. So just make sure y'all stay tuned in. I'm gonna try to come through tomorrow, man. Probably about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a couple of things I want to chop it up about. I told y'all that there's something out there that Cardi B did. Cardi B broke a record and something. And I haven't seen nobody talk about this, and this is dope. This ain't got no, I ain't gonna say it ain't got nothing to do nothing with no music, but it is definitely dope, man. And it's something to open people's eyes. He just broke a record and something. I want to talk about that. I also want to kind of touch on this NBA YoungBoy show being canceled. I think I got one other thing on my list, man. So if y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, man, make sure I go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If y'all ain't hit that like button, man, make sure I go ahead and hit that like button. And go ahead over there, man, and subscribe to the YouTube streets. He said he about to crank it up. I'm definitely going to be in the building, man. And always over here at Hankin TV, man. Hold on before I go. Hold on. And make sure y'all hit me up, man, to get y'all Trollcaster t-shirt. Make sure y'all hit me up to get y'all Trollcaster t-shirts, your Hankin logo t-shirts, your Hankin definition t-shirts. No, your hoodies. It's cold. It's hoodie season. Hit me up to get y'all hoodies. Also hit me up to get your copy of the book, Hankin in Love with the Game, man. Over here at Hankin TV, man, y'all know we always go out with a prayer. But before we go out with a prayer, man, we go out with the Hustle Gang Choir, man. I definitely appreciate y'all for pulling up tonight. So bow y'all heads, man.
Bricks, all white bricks, all white bricks, like 10 bricks. Just get a lick with 50 more bricks. Ballin' like a bitch with all these bricks. All white bricks, all white bricks, like 10 bricks. Just get a lick with 50 more bricks. Ballin' like a bitch with all these bricks.
Turn to your neighbor and tell them, bitch, I'm one of them ones.
We leave before we get out here. I'm finna pray for everybody. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all pray with me. You get what I'm saying? Bow your head. Real talk, bow your head, man. Cause this here is serious. You get what I'm saying? Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you today. Thank you for everything you done for us. You get what I'm saying? I want you to keep pushing me. You understand me? Push me in the right direction. You understand me? You get what I'm saying? Watch over my people, you know what I'm saying? Cover them, you know what I'm saying? Guide them, shield them, you get what I'm saying? Watch over the people that don't like me, you get what I'm saying? I love them too, you get what I'm saying? Look at my neighbor and tell my neighbor I love my neighbor too, you get what I'm saying? God, I ask you that you push me to keep elevating, you get what I'm saying? Keep pushing me to turn up, you know what I'm saying? My vision is too big for this, you get what I'm saying? My vision is too big in my head, you know what I'm saying? I ask that I outreach that, you know what I'm saying? I ask that I climb to the top, to the highest mountain, you understand me, that you have built, you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, amen, in that way.
Enjoy life, smile every day. Fuck what I gotta say.
I had to make it look juicy for him.
As far as Ohio, I feel like we always had a relationship. Like our relationship was more with the Ohio dudes than what it was with Chicago and even Milwaukee and all them. So I say we influenced them on a lot of stuff, you know, and they help us get to where we at. Cause without Ohio, bro, we wouldn't have been able to catch no run. They embraced us. Like it wasn't no jealousy, it wasn't no hate.
I'm from the O, where niggas barely make it out this bitch, so just imagine.
What I'd say is this, murder. It's us Ohio boys. You know how we get, you know how us Ohio niggas get down, nigga. Ohio nigga, double O, what's up, yo? Columbus, Akron, Cleveland, Springfield, Dayton, Youngstown, what's up, y'all? Cincinnati, too, I forget about you. You know I love y'all, nigga.
Nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
You niggas is not fucking with me. You would never fuck with me. Huh? You niggas is not fucking with me. You don't got the passion. You don't got the wherewithal. You don't got the determination to be in the seat where I'm sitting. You niggas don't know how to reinvent yourself 1,000 times because you don't have that. You watch a man because you believe and you want approval. Approval is not a necessity for me. Approval is a cherry on top. Because a nigga will see your work and you'll get that respect.
Breaking news. Hankin TV is bringing real podcasting back. So if you're not watching Hankin TV YouTube channel, then what you watching? We'll be right back.